Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's tea leaf reading, general messages. So I have a channeled message which is quite clear and to the point, and that is embrace change, embrace the change. And we have just gone through a full moon, so I wanted to pull some cards on that and get some energy. I'm doing it a little different today because in a way this is the confirmation regarding embracing this change. I wanted to know, what's this connected to? What does it mean? And this is what came out. Howl at the moon, process your feelings. Enchanted, moonlight enchanted, and dark moon the past. And I thought it was so interesting how it was all about this kind of darkness, as though you are coming out of not only in some ways a deep processing, okay, a deep processing of things you've gone through, right? Of course, the past, and then this enchanted energy that's coming through. So there's something magical that's unfolding, something magical, spiritual, yes, okay, and taking back your power. And I'm seeing that for many of you, this recent full moon, when you click on this video, okay, it was the closing, it was the closing out, it was the final processing. For some of you, it's the start. You'll all be on different parts of the timeline, and I just wanted to share that. We are going to see individual oracle cards after each cup regarding the moon, the full moon energy. But as I say, I was drawn to pull these out also for confirmation of the channeled message. And of course, we'll see what the cups have to say, and some oracle cards for each cup. But that's what I have, okay? So I'm going to put these to the side so we can start the readings. Personal readings, they are on hold at the moment. I'm rearranging a couple of things, and I have sold out of many of the readings. I will be restocking, though, as always, the information for that is in the description box below, www.theenergynook.com, or you can find the link in the comments where it's pinned, as well as the opportunity to win a free past, present, future reading if you transmute. Okay, are we transmuting? I guess so. Where you can participate in a membership survey, okay, as I'm considering memberships. Right, let's get to your cups. So cup 1 is the purple flower, and cup 2 is the yellow flower. I will see you at your reading. Hello cup 1, welcome to your reading. Let's take a look at what the cup would like to share with you. Okay. So I will hold it like this so you also have a good view, and I'm now going to start taking a look at your cup, okay? Okay, the number 4 and 4 can be significant. I see there is a timeline of 4 months that is significant here, okay? We have the initial V, and I'm seeing that something is being offered to you. So this 4-month timing, I'm seeing following this 4-month timing, you're going to be offered an opportunity. And for many of you, this is a spiritual opportunity, okay? I see this coming from, you know, the spiritual realm. It can be the earth realm, different realms within the spiritual sphere, okay? For some of you, this is about physical reality. I'm seeing you receive a new job offer, new employment, okay? And then I see that after this 4-month period, which is standing out as significant, I'm seeing that there's going to be an increase here, okay? Yes, an increase in finances, increase in abundance, certainly, and also in spiritual powers, okay? There is significance surrounding an increase in spiritual powers, which can connect to what is being offered to you. For some of you, I see here there's strong connection to deities, gods, goddesses, particularly that of Egyptian origin, heritage, history, okay? That is coming through very strong. And where that's not for everyone, which it won't be, it's ultimately about ancient, okay? There's ancient energy, so ancient gods and goddesses. And I do hear ancient rituals also. I do see we have the initial F as well. And I hear that someone is saying forever, okay? So there's an energy here connecting to a person that is saying forever. We will see what that's about as we go through the cup, and perhaps when we see the oracle cards after. Yeah. I feel as though I want to rush, okay? I feel the way that the messages are coming forward and the energy of the cup is quite rushed, though it's not in a negative sense. It's almost as though this is overdue. And for some of you who chose this cup, you can expect changes. And again, being drawn back to this 4-month period to be like a domino effect. Many things are going to be happening at once, simultaneously, okay? If you did listen to the channeled message, it wasn't very long, it was to the point. Embrace change, embrace the change was the message, okay? So I'm seeing cup 1, that very much so applies to you. I see here that there is a car, okay, and this represents a few things. Not only is this about moving forward, and when I see the trajectory of your cup here and the journey, you're leaving, okay? You're leaving somewhere. You're leaving a place that you've known. You're leaving a situation that you've known. And yes, this does indicate in some instances this is a relocation, right? A relocation on a permanent basis is what I hear. So some of you can be applying for a new permanent home. This is ahead, okay? This is not currently. You can be in the mindset of that, right? You're having thoughts and feelings about it. You're getting the intuitive leads. It's time to move forward. I see that will be a bit further past this 4-month period, okay? And as I say, there's this sense of, change of residency, which is giving more of a permanent energy, right? And a long-term kind of settled energy. And also for some of you, this is about, a new mode of transport. So yes, some of you here are going to get a new car. It's going to be a car that's there's something quite unique about it. This could be vintage, this could be luxurious, this could be a car that you've had on your wish list, your vision board. It doesn't have to be luxurious, right? But it's going to be like luxurious to you. It's going to have meaning and value and represent reaching a milestone. And so where it's not involving a car, okay, and I touched on this can connect to a permanent location move and changing and leaving a situation you've been in. It's also representing reaching that milestone. Here, when I see this car in the cup and the energy behind it, it's, it's all go. That vroom, 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 like revving that engine. So you're going for it, going for that goal and achieving it. And right above, we have a bird with its wings spread, okay? You have lots of birds in your cup. So there's lots and lots of movement. When you get to this car, this stage in your journey, so like the car stage, so to speak, things are going to be just taking off very easily for you. I see there's a lot of space between these different birds, okay, and after the car, which tells me there's not obstacles, there's a clearing, okay? I hear master, okay? So someone here can be obtaining a master's. This connects to the goal. And in other instances, this is about achieving, the highest level of what you can achieve. And this could be in the healing arts also, a master of some kind of therapy here. Interestingly, I hear master of keys. I don't know what that means right now. There's something about keys. Well, I do see that this can mean, owning, owning like multiple investments. The keys is representing investments, though there is another meaning about this Master of Keys. So I will have to do my own research on that. And if anybody knows and has thoughts they'd like to share regarding that, I would be happy to hear those in the comments. Okay. Wow. So I see here a huge lightning bolt, and I see like a figurine, okay? I see that this is going back to this ancient energy, and I actually want to go towards the earth realm, okay? There's earthly energy here connecting to this lightning bolt, even though of course lightning is coming from the sky, but it's like when the sky meets the earth. This could connect to some type of mythology or folk, like a story here, but it has truth to it. And there's something about lightning and striking and meeting the earth and the sky meeting, okay? And there is a being. This being is from the earthly realm, okay? I do have, they can represent being a guardian, okay, in the earth realm here. Capricorn energy does come forward very strongly. This can be connecting to you, and also something to do with Capricorn in a particular transit, you know, astrologically speaking. So there's a strong connection to this ancientness and astrology, okay? You can be an astrologer, you might be getting into astrology and understanding that more, but again, Capricorn energy is very strong here, and ultimately the earth energy, right, and earth realm, that can also be what it's representing. And I see that there's also a lot of stability, okay, when I'm looking back at this ancient figurine and this lightning bolt. It's almost as though for some of you there will be an overnight win, you know. I'm not saying that you literally put some money into something and it was an overnight win. I mean, miracles happen, but what I'm getting at is this energy of you've been putting it in, investing, right? And then it's like boom, you're getting a huge payback. There's a huge return of investment, all right? And it is in the financial sense, and of course it can be in other ways, but the strongest energy, since I'm getting this focus on earth, right, the earth element, it is about finances and the physical reality. You will have that in your hand. That will be in your bank account. Yeah. So you have a face here in your cup. I see that this face, they're quite, they're very hard to read, actually. Okay, they're very hard to read, and that's because they don't express a lot. So there's someone I see, and this person, okay, they're curious about you, but yet they don't express this curiosity. I don't know if they're from your past or your present, or this is ahead. I see that it can be a crossover. This can be someone who was in the past and they're returning. And also it's like they're not in your life, but they've kept, you know, they've kept tabs on you, right? This is someone who's looking into your life. So this could be someone who is trying to see into your life, okay? This can be in different ways, online, looking you up, trying to pick up psychic insight on you, okay? So just make sure your protection is up. Nothing detrimental, but your privacy is your privacy, right? And if you want to share things with people, you will. If someone is trying to do it against your will, then we have an issue, right? Yeah, you see, look at this. You've got like a huge, like a big tower, but it's almost as though this tower's been made with, you know, different items, elements, you know, earth, books. There's just like this huge tall tower, but I'm seeing it being made of all these different items. It's not made of just brick. It's not just made of wood. And on the top is the person. There's a person on top of this. And it's almost as though there's this working together and they're building. There's this other side going over this bridge and building this bridge. So as I see it, this tower is representing your journey and the wisdom you've gathered, okay? The wisdom that you've gathered, and it's kind of built this tower, and now you're getting this perspective, this peripheral, panoramic view of your life, and you're building, constructing the next stage. And I see this bridge and you're crossing over. And I see there's a butterfly here, ultimately transformation, major transformation. And I do see that some of you have bridges close to you in your environment. You're traveling to an area with bridges, famous bridges, okay, going over bodies of water. So the travel energy is coming forward again. Yeah, and I see a woman here holding flowers. Okay, so I see that there's going to be good news coming in for you. This can be good news connecting to the travel. This can be approval of visas, documentation. But ultimately, also what's interesting is, even getting to the other side of this bridge, you are taking everything with you, like all your wisdom and what you built. And now I have to say, there is also a physical element to this tower. So some of you did build something. This could be about selling something you built, you know, you had input in, you were creative with it. So this could be like a home, yes, of course, a building of some kind. This could be something you built regards to a business, or you had a project. The project is going to be complete. All of that's going to be wrapped up and be successful. Okay, so that's something else that I'm getting there from this like tower. Yeah. And ultimately there is tower moment energy here, you know. It's almost as though, like, once you cross the bridge, you know, that bridge will not exist, right? It's like once you cross that bridge into your present, your future, your next chapter, there's no turning back, so to speak, right? But not because you're leaving behind the good things and the good parts, you know, don't worry, it's not like that. I just mean, it's like, it won't be the same again. Even if you revisit the past or you go back to a past place, it's, you've transformed, you're going to transform, it won't be the same. You may cross that bridge, well, you'll have to make a new one, so to speak, right? And I'm speaking in spiritual and energetic terms there, though some of you will literally cross a bridge as well. As I mentioned, you live near bridges. Your bridge, the bridge can be connecting to the home, a home place you were in, and the past, okay? So there's a lot there. I'm trying to keep it as clear as I can and just take what resonates for you, all right? I'm being given a reference to a violin. Someone may play a violin, they may like music with violins. There's something significant about violins, okay? Yeah, and I see we have a palm tree here. Okay, there's something to do with parts of the world where you can find palm trees in their natural habitat, okay, and not where they've been replanted, where it's not their natural habitat. I'm seeing palm trees be significant, and when I look at these palm trees, it's telling me a couple of things. Not only is this representing wealth and stability, it's also representing energy connecting to ancestors for some of you, and heritage here, okay? And I see here what looks like, this is like a crab, okay? Something is, and it's beside the palm tree. So we've got some reference here to, you know, the areas of the world where you've got that kind of climate, the beach, the water, palm trees, okay? So there is a bit of an exotic vibe coming from these images that I'm seeing, okay? And then we have like this dot beside the palm tree, so there's this island energy coming forward, okay? Some of you may be from an island, connected to an island, you're going to travel, and that bridge can also be connecting here, you know, islands, many islands connected by bridges, okay? So going back to this crab, there's something to do, of course we have Cancer energy, let me point that out. So we have Cancer energy here, water signs. And ultimately the water and the beach is coming forward. So yes, some of you can have strong water sign energy here. You work with water element, but ultimately this crab is coming towards the palm tree. So this is telling me like your wealth is coming towards you. It's like making its way. And we know that crabs have their hard shell, so it's protected. And also some of you, I'm seeing that you're going to spot crabs. It doesn't have to be literally on a beach. You can just be seeing them in images, videos, along those lines. And this is your sign, okay? Look out for crabs. The crabs are coming. They're making their way. And also, there is one more message about that there is a particular crab I see that is quite rare. There's something about a crab and it being rare, connecting to this part of the world, okay? So this is also about ancestral ties somehow. I don't know which culture this belongs to, but crabs are like honored and they are seen as being the ancestor. They are, but it's about this one that's unique, okay? And I don't know what it is. Okay, those that know will know. Oh wow, okay, cup one, that was a lot. So let me just take a look at your plate here. I'm gonna get you a card. I see there's a bird taking a drink from what looks like a fountain. Okay, fountains can be significant. Birds certainly here. I feel as though birds follow you, cup one. They're drawn to you. Perhaps you do feed them, you know, you give them treats or something. You have birds in your environment, in your garden. You can expect more birds to be showing up. And this fountain is representing abundance, okay, and continuous flow. And the fact the bird is coming here to take a drink, it's telling me that there is positive energy, okay? There is blessed energy as well. You know, animals will flock where they feel good energy, right? And ultimately, you also represent this kind of fountain energy as well. Like it's you. You are the abundance. You are the ever-flowing, the ever-consistent, okay? The ever-consistent energy, positive energy in your life. Yeah, we have a monkey down here. This monkey is like eating, well, it's like they're rummaging through different things. It's interesting because I see this monkey representing an energy of a person. This can connect back to the cup. It's like a monkey business. What does that mean? But ultimately it's someone who's nosy, okay? Connects back to the cup, what I saw in the cup there with this person with a straight face, okay? So another message there, you know, keep your protection up, keep your details to yourself. And check if you've had some recent, those of you with social media or some type of platform, check who has recently followed you, or you know, just have a look, because you can protect yourself through the mundane, right? The physical, I mean, you know, like doing the physical logical things first, right? Like having your privacy settings at a setting that would stop people from getting that information. Do you know what I mean? I'm referring to those kind of things, those kind of steps you can do before you then have to add in your other forms of protection. All right, so let's get a oracle card. Right, I'm just gonna move this out of the way. And this is also an extension for the full moon. Okay, I know it's it was on the 12th, but it's still there. You know, we're still in new moon. Okay, something could be coming in during the new moon. Let's see. This is for the full moon. Intuition. Yeah. Okay, so cup one, some guidance, okay, and your message for the recent full moon, your intuition, moon maybe. There's something that you need to look at from the intuitive standpoint. It's almost as though you've looked at the practical, the logical, you've looked at reasonable explanations, reasonable excuses, and now it's a moment you're being called to now process things with the intuition, okay? And yes, your intuition is spot on, accurate, you're very in tuned, and you may have been fine-tuning your intuition, you know, during this recent full moon. And the new moon, the fraudulent slip that I had, is significant in some way. So it can be that you will be receiving, you know, an intuitive hit during the new moon. Your intuition will be heightened during the new moon. Okay, and 21 is significant in some way here, so keep that in mind. All right, cup one, that's what I have for you today. I do hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you soon for another one. Bye for now. Hello Cup 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the yellow flower. Let's take a look at your cup. Okay, I'm going to hold it up so you can see, and I'm now going to take a look inside your cup. Okay, so I'm seeing a person here. Actually there's two people, and they have luggage with them. Okay, they have a lot of luggage. One is dragging like a trailer, a wagon behind them, and the other one has like a bag, but they're not from these times. Okay, the type of luggage and this trailer, it's from old times. Okay, and I hear for old times sake, there is something here to do with visiting the past and what was old. But for you Cup 2, it's almost as though there's a return that's happening here, you returning to something old and to the past, to return to the present. There's a connection here. There's something about you offloading, right? Offloading baggage, this wagon, and perhaps collecting what you do need from the past that does still serve you for your present and your future. Okay? And it's interesting that there's two people doing this. So this tells me that you're not alone in this. This can be your spirit team, you know, who you believe in, higher powers supporting you with this. And if you did listen to the channeled messages, it was straight to the point of embrace the change, though we saw some cards about processing feelings and the past. Okay, if you look back at the channeled message there, you will see those. I feel they very much so connect here to Cup 2. Yeah. I also have this energy of a signal, as though someone is waiting, and this can be you in the collective, waiting for a signal, right? The go ahead, the green light. There's a waiting. I have a waiting energy. You've been waiting for the right moment. You don't want to move hastily, and I see that that's been the right decision for you on your path, because there's something quite delicate when it comes to offloading this baggage, right? And this return to the past for you to come back to your present life. I have that there's going to be some important mail coming to you, and I do have that for most of you this is something that's coming through the post. Okay, this is going to be an important documentation, important paperwork, and important letter. And again, this is drawing me back and being drawn back to the past and this return, right, for you in your life, for you to move forward. So it can be something that you're going to be putting you know, you're going to be putting an end to. This is the final closure, and the closure of a chapter here. I'm hearing family and friends. So I see that Cup 2, okay, you are surrounded by family and friends that do care about you. They do support you, even if it feels as though you're on the outside, because I do have that. I see 5 of Pentacles in my mind's eye. Yes, there's been people you've had to cut off along the way, and there may be more, right? I see that finances has played a role in that, particularly for many of you, okay? But the ones that remain, the ones that you've intuitively and you've used your discernment with, those are your real ones. That's what I hear. Your real ones. And I also hear like day ones, okay? And I'm not saying it's a lot, it's like a select few. And I have a very private energy coming from Cup 2, okay? I also have like Virgo Hermit energy. You don't have to be a Virgo, but there is a Hermit energy, and very much so. I have here Cup 2 that you're not only very protected, but I do have here, you know, an energy of cloaking, you know, a lot of the time, almost as though you don't come out of your shell very often, but when you do, people really love to be around you and they flock to you, okay? It's almost as though you have to, you know, it's almost as though whenever you come out of your shell, so to speak, people, they're waiting in line to, you know, get in a conversation with you, to finally invite you to something and let you know they want you to be there. I do have a very creative energy coming from cup 2 as well. It can be that when you're in hermit mode, when you're cloaking, you're really doing a lot of creativity as well. It's not that nothing is happening, it's just that that's the mode you go into. Whether it's a spiritual practice, it's, as I say, creative practice. You may be making something with your hands here, all right, and an artist, okay. Even musician energy comes forward, and this doesn't have to be your profession. It can be, but it's ultimately a part of your energy and what's coming through in the cup, okay. And there is going to be success for you here, cup 2, regarding artistic endeavors, spiritual endeavors, okay. I'm seeing you actually reach afar with your talents, okay. And particularly after this period of putting your, you know, putting the old to bed, so to speak, putting it to rest, and moving back into your present and future, okay. There's a lot of healing going on for you in cup 2, healing, releasing, and ultimately processing, just as we saw on the Moon Oracle cards, okay. And there is a victory here. Yeah, I see a person who, it's like a stage, and then there's all these people, even fans, right, even fans here. So some of you, there is a kind of public eye energy, being seen. This can be social media, you know, being on a platform, having lots of eyes on you. I do see that to come, which is interesting considering you have your hermit side to you, but then there's this contrast where I see you embracing that as well. And I'm not saying you're going to be constantly in that energy, it's not that, but I just see this moment arriving, which is a victory, and this victory being seen and shared and known, and people celebrating for you, even people you don't know, okay. And it's based on, as I shared, these spiritual endeavors and artistic, okay. This can also be healing arts as well, and as I shared, musician, okay. There is a stage. Some of you here in the collective who chose this cup, you are, you know, you are on stage, you are an entertainer to a degree here, okay. Yeah, some of you have beautiful voice, okay. Can even be stand-up poetry, stand-up comedy also, okay. Right, let's see here. So I see there is a fox here in your cup. This tells me that there is an element of illusion, okay. There's an element of lack of trust. And this fox energy is guidance to use your discernment. Though here, cup 2, I have that you know who this is for many of you. Fox doesn't always have to be, you know, the shadow side of things or negative, but in this context, in this reading, it is. It's someone who is very much so waiting for you to, what I hear is release your new idea, give some hints of what you're working on, so they can just be there to, you know, take some idea. They think they're taking energy from you or your idea when they see what you release. So again, going back to this, you know, being in the public eye, being known, an influencer of some kind, you know, an artist, you are, you know, you have something here of true value, true, and I hear like true essence. You embody the true essence of something which is quite unattainable. It's not even tangible. Even if you have physical art and physical products, it's not that. There's the essence of you that you put into the work, which is not, you can't obtain it through just buying that painting, for example. No. So that's what I see here, okay. But as I say, I do see you're aware of it, and it's just guidance and confirmation. That's what you're picking up, that's what you're getting, you know, you're aware. Yeah, so I see a big face here, and I see that these eyes, very beautiful eyes. So this could be you, the collective. You have very beautiful eyes, okay? And I see that also this face is very much so happy. Some of you may have a beauty spot, okay, a beauty spot on your face, and for some of you it's close to your eye. One moment. Okay, and very long lashes. You may have long lashes, and I'm not drawn to one gender or the other here. This is yes, this is both genders I'm seeing. This can be. And when I look at this, okay, and I see the mouth also, the fact this takes up quite a bit of space in your cup, again, this is about you being the center, right? You being the center and your essence really being what attracts people, people wanting to know and be curious and, you know, see you. And when you do go out and about, and it's been after some time, people, as I say, are like lining up to be around you and invite you out to things. So you can also expect a lot of invites to be coming in for you, cup 2, okay, when you do go out and about. June is significant, and August, someone's birthday can be happening during those months. And going back to the face, so the mouth area, yes, because I have, this is about the voice, and I touched on some of you have a lovely, really beautiful voice. This can be for singing, this can be for speaking. As I shared, this could be stand-up poetry, this could be storytelling even, right? Ultimately, that's what I have. Yeah. I am getting 5 of Wands energy. I see 5 of Wands in my mind's eye. So some of you may be having to defend yourself. I do have that this can have been recent. You've had to defend yourself, and ultimately for some of you, this is why you do tend to go in your hermit mode. You know how people are, you know how people can be, right? This 5 of Wands energy is, what I want to say is like trifling, it's drama, it's, you know, turning something that was nothing into something, you know, a molehill into a mountain, and you just have your back to it. You're like, I'm not feeding into this, what I hear. So there is competition, like people, okay, there's a few things. Yes, people feel a sense of competition, right? When you're just being you, right? You're just doing you. But also it's because there is an element here of romantic interests kind of battling over you. And again, you have your back to it to an extent. It's almost as though you're just kind of like, no one is matching me right now. No one is matching me. No one has matched me as of yet, right? On that level of compatibility that you're searching for. Or just not even necessarily searching, but you're like, when people show up romantically speaking. And I just see that there's a lot, they're competing over you, okay? So romantic interests competing over you. This is kind of going on in the background while you're just, you know, doing your life, living your life. So that's what I have for you, cup 2. All right. Quick look at your plate here. I just hear something is on the money, on the target. It's something, and the way that line, that kind of moved as if it's going to go into that part of the tea leaf there. It's like done, something. This could be like, you know, the juror when he or she hits her, I don't know the name for it, but that wooden stick. Case closed. So there is something about a case closed here for you, cup 2, okay? Yeah. And being given energy regarding the sun and a sundial. There's something about the sundial a sundial and the sun. Some of you may be working with that energy. You did pick the yellow flower. There's something about using the sun and a sundial, which is, you know, the old way, right, to tell the times. So interesting. This could be some type of ritual involving timeline jumping here. But ultimately, you know, the sun represents that power, right? The sun gives us vitamins, it gives us life, right? It gives plants life. So there's something about you, you know, getting more life, expanding more, feeling alive, right? So entering a period of really feeling alive, really blooming. And sunflowers can be significant here. And you may have a sundial in your garden, in your town, in your city. There may be a sundial in a green area, okay? So that's also a sign for you, since it's a very specific sign, okay? For when you're good and your positive events are coming towards you, and this victory energy. All right, let's get you an oracle card to close out your reading. Moon oracle card. This is to represent the energy of the full moon, the recent full moon, okay? So let's see. All readings are timeless, though of course the energy is strongest at the time I post. All right, so it will still apply to you. Celebration! Oh, what? Okay, thank you. Okay, here's the musician. What did I say? Someone is a musician here. You're at a high level. You're going to be at a high level. As they say, I saw the stage and being on stage and moon dance celebration. So yes, you bring people together. And whether it be through the music, as they say, the artistic end of hour, the spiritual end of hour. Okay, and we do have a couple on here. So this is confirming this romantic energy. People, you know, they want to dance with you. They want to be the person who is that partner, right? Like, dance with me, pick me. You know, when you go to a bar or a club, right? Or any dancing event, and people will, you know, they'll go up and they'll say, do you want to have a dance? Like, it's like this. It's like people are going to be offering and wanting you to be their dance partner. And that's in the literal sense. I'm seeing that, right? When you're out at some type of social gathering and there's a dance floor. And then in the other regard, it's, you know, it's ultimately people wanting to be that one. Pick me to be your dance partner for life. I want to be the one, okay? And I see that also here we can have, you know, musicians, as I shared. Okay, we have saxophone here. So jazz music can be significant, and souls and blues music. I feel that, yeah. Okay, that was your reading, Cup 2. I hope you enjoyed that today, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Bye for now.